Godson people, how are you doing? I hope all of you guys are doing well. Let me start by congratulating you, because if you are watching this video, it means that you made it, okay? You made it to the end of the year. God is good, right? God is good, and we just thank Him just to be here, okay? Just to be alive. That is just like a miracle, and that is just like a victory, and that is just like a blessing, okay? If you are here, it means that God is not done, okay? God is not done with you yet. That's why you're still here. So we thank you for your life. I thank you for my life. I thank you for the life of my family, my husband, my children. I'm just really grateful to God, okay? So I've been trying to do my year in review, my 2023, and it has been just like really hard. really hard, like having those children, like it's like I can't find a space, like a time to just sit down and be serious. It's like really hard for me. Even right now, like I'm here, but my son is over here pulling me. But then I thank God. I just want to take this time to share with you a little bit about my year 2023. So I am really gonna be like real, okay, with you guys. So 2023 has been really hard, but we thank God, okay? God really just put me, and I'm just gonna say our family, in a situation where we find ourselves in trials, like a lot of trials. But at the same time, in the midst of all that, we saw a glimpse of the goodness of the Lord. So we were just in between, should I cry out to the Lord about this situation, or should I thank Him? Because I don't want to feel like I am ungrateful for the good things that He's been doing, even if it is hard, okay? So we were really in this space, like real, because sometimes we can talk about it, but, you know, we can talk about it like, oh, you know, like you can be in a good situation, but at the same time bad things can happen. But what if the bad things override the good things? So it's like, should I cry out to Lord every time, or should I just take a moment, like, you know, to thank Him? Because I don't want to feel like I am ungrateful for the good that He's showing, even if they are just glimpses, but they are big, okay? So we were in that space really this year 2023. So I'm going to say that from the beginning of the year 2023, I was in and out of the hospital with my last born, Destin. For those who have watched the testimony about it, so it was a premature baby. So since then, since he was born, it has been like really in and out the hospital, in and out. So it was really hard. It took like a really toll on me, because I was like, God, if you allow this baby to come out, why do we have to always go back to the hospital in and out? And everybody knows that the hospital here, they are not cheap, even if you have an insurance. So it's always not easy, because you will always have a copay, okay? So it's like, Lord, why we have to go through all this? But you know, let me talk about the bad things first. So I was in and out of the hospital with my son the whole through the year. And then, so apart from that, my car was broken up, and then they stole all my documents, like I have nothing right now. They stole all my documents, and I was like, again, why, Lord? Okay. And apart from that, we found really in the hard situation financially. So we found ourselves in this like really hard situation, financial situation. So my husband has to go back working 2 jobs, and it was really a hard moment for us, just because we know that when he took us a year off, we knew that he would go back to work, because he's still young. He will go back to work, but we just thought that it's gonna be like 1 job, and maybe even a part-time job, and because we were secure in our investments, okay? But for some reason, we just started losing literally everything that we invested. So all our share, all our power, all our cryptos, everything was just like going and going, and some disappearing that we don't know what happened. Some like, just, go down. And I know that it was a hard year for cryptos and markets and for many people. But for us, it was hard because we had really not have experience about all that. So there are things that we did that was kind of like mistakes that we did in there. So it was really like, it hit us hard, okay? It hit us hard. And my husband had to go back to work, working 2 jobs, and just because, as I said, I was we were in and out of the hospital with my son, so I couldn't go back to work because I had to stay with my son, and as my husband is hustling out there, which was really hard, okay, at this situation. And apart from that, so for my husband to even find that second job, because when he was working one job at first, and then we were like, we still had like some cryptos that we could sell and then fill up the gap, because the first job was not as good too. So after that, we were getting really in the deep, okay? And we were like, okay, we have our credit card that was paid off, so we can use it to fill up, because all our crypto was finishing. So we're like, okay, we're gonna fill up the gap with our credit card, because our credit card was all paid off, so we had like a good amount. So we were like filling for our rent and with credit card, and then our credit card was finishing too while my husband was looking for that second job, and they were not second job. And for some reason, nobody was calling my husband. And I was like, Lord, like, my husband has a good work ethic. Like, he's not someone who just jump from job to job. That is just not my husband. He will sit in one job for years. And even that 1 year break that he took, that job that he quit, he was there for years. So I was like, but why they are not calling my husband? And it was just like, at this moment, we're like, Lord, where are we going? What are you doing? What are you trying to do? So it was really hard. I can't tell you, it was super hard. We're like, oh my God, are we gonna find ourselves in these streets? Oh my God. It was hard, okay? So we were really when we were like at the drowning, and then we were like starting to think, are we gonna try to call my husband parent and ask him if we can go back to there. So it was just complicated. And God showed up, and then my husband got that second job, and he's back to me the streets again, hustling. So that was pretty much our years. But you know what? Guess what? Okay. In the midst of that, we found the goodness of the Lord. Why? Because first of all, we had peace in our home. It's true that we were stressed. I'm not gonna lie, we were stressed a lot. But me and my husband, we always find this place of where we can just like laugh about the whole situation, because it was like, look, I don't know, we don't understand. 2 years ago we were there, but how come this is like a job situation going on right here? So we found peace, like in the midst of all those cry or all those breakout or all those stress. We found deep down there were peace, okay? There were peace, and then that peace just reassures that God was in control. So we find ourselves in a place where we can trust only God. We can trust only God, like nobody, that only God. We had only God at that point. And also my son, he was like literally cleared out. Every time we were at the hospital, they thought that he has asthma, and you know what? He cleared up. They thought that he has leukemia. He cleared up. They thought that he has gastronomic problem because he couldn't eat. Like every time that you would give him food, like food. We started around 6 months and tried to give him like food. He would choke. Like literally, he would choke and then like throw up and all that. So they thought that he will need like some kind of surgery, or or they need like to check something was wrong, in his stomach and stuff. But you know what? He cleared up. Now he is perfectly fine, okay? They thought that he will need therapy for him to walk because it took him long. He's like 1 year and 3 months, and he guess what? He just literally started working, because we were trying to make plan with the doctor for next year, January, where he can like start the therapy for him to walk. But guess what? He started walking. You know, those are the goodness of God. So God has been really good for us, because we were really like worried for him, and God has been good for that. And apart from that, we did not lack what to eat, we did not lack what to drink, we did not lack what to wear. Our kids went to school. They did not lack anything in the midst of all the stress, all the lacking. Vraiment, I say vraiment, that's French. But we did not lack anything. By the grace of God, we didn't. And we always pay our rent. And every time that we will find in a place like, oh my God, how are we going to pay this rent? And God really just show up. And as I said to you guys, when we were getting really at the crossroad, at the crossroad, when we were like, we don't know how it's gonna end, we don't know, and God showed up. And it's true that it's hard for my husband right now, like, to work 2 jobs, but we thank God, because we did not find ourselves in these streets, like really. And if I'm telling you about that, it's because that's how we felt at some point, because everything was going, and but God has been good, and then He gave us that second job, and then it was able like to help us, like, pay our rent every time, and just provide for our family. Okay, so I just thank God for that. And as you can see, guys, like, I don't look like what I've been through this year at all, because of the peace of the Lord and the joy of the Lord that was with me. And I just understood that, and God just teach me all through this year that we gotta trust Him. We gotta trust Him, because sometimes we say, sometimes it's easy to say I trust God when I have a backup, right? I like, oh, I trust God, but I have a job. But I trust God because I know, God will provide, but I have a job. So it means that even if it's not a miracle thing that God will apply, but your job will help you, okay? But when you don't have that job, you don't have it, how are you going to trust God about that? That is where the real trusting God is, okay? It's like, oh, I trust God, but I have this. I can fall back to that, right? I can fall back to that. And when you have nothing to fall in, what happened? Okay, so that is the space where I found myself this year. Like, I literally trust God. I don't have who to fall back on, but I trust God. I trust God, and that is where I was this year. It was just like, I trust God, and everything that they were saying about my son, it was like, Lord, I trust you. I know you are not going to let us. I know you are not going to let us down. And if this guy did not die in this belly, I know that you got him. I know that you got him, and that's how our years was. 2023 was. So I just thank God for that, for His goodness, and I learned how God has been good. No matter the situation, God is good, and God has been good to us, and I just thank Him for that. Okay, how was your year anyway? So apart from that, that's pretty much what 2023 was. So I thank God. I thank God again for my family. I thank God, and we're growing. Every day we're growing. I hope your 2023 was good. I hope your 2023 was full of lesson learned. I hope your 2023 was full of wisdom. Okay, and I pray that 2024 brings more blessing, brings more goodness, brings more joy. Okay, more joy, because that's something that God teach me also, is like, joy has to be over happiness, because you can be joyful even if you don't have food to eat. You can be joyful. Happiness is what you have makes you happy, but joy, even if you have nothing, you still can have joy. So I pray that 2024 will be joyful. Okay, joyful for you, joyful for me, and just like that, the will of the Lord be done in our life. And I hope that 2024 be open doors, be victories, and more peace, And yeah, I think that's it. That is my year 2023 in review. May God bless you. Don't forget, if you did not do it yet, stay in or join the race. Okay, let's go. May God bless you.